Good morning, everybody. Hey, it's Monday. It's Roger Emerson here with some more Music Monday madness. And as I promised last week, this week we're going to talk about the changing voice and all of its challenges, so to speak. And there's so much material I think I'm going to do this week and next week. So green and then blue. If you've been following this series, the first one was red, then orange, then yellow, then green, blue, and you get it, the colors of the rainbows. So Roy G. Biv, it's one of the few things I remember from science in the 7th or 8th grade. So anyway, changing voice. Well, no two situations are exactly the same. I have seen everything from a wonderful 7th and 8th grade SATB ensemble where the basses have a low F at the bottom of the bass clef to what I call the other end of the spectrum, which is soprano, alto, mud. And so I'm going to ultimately probably address the SA mud ensembles because there might be more of those. And some of the ways, some of the reasons how we got there, and some of the techniques we can use to change mud into a acceptable and presentable kind of group there. Anyway, keep in mind this, that when all else fails, the most important thing you can do is keep kids involved, because ultimately that voice will settle out. And it may not be with you, maybe with the high school director or sometime later, but so you just want to keep the long-term goal in mind. Years ago, and would have been the late 70s, John Cooksey did a terrific study on voice change. You should do Google John Cooksey, Cooksey. He and I actually collaborated. We were going to do a series back in the early 80s that never came to fruition, but his work is really exceptional. And he basically classifies the male change, and I believe it's like 6 categories. And of course, his recommendation is that, at least with experienced singers, very important, you would have music that has multiple parts. And as the voice changed, you just move the singer from this part to this part to this part to this part. Of course, that would entail a singer who has found his voice, and also one who can read and change parts. So it's a fairly experienced and unique situation. Most of us are not in that situation. Most of us are, we've got 30 or 40 soprano altos and 8 to 10 barittenors, as I like to call them. So anyway, the most important thing or factor in the voice change is whether or not those young males have sung in the lower grades, K5. If they sing and use the instrument in the lower grades, there's still a change. There will still be some times when they lose some notes in the middle or they become frustrated with their voice. But the fact is that what we're often dealing with at that middle school level are male singers who have not used the voice. So don't mistake lack of experience with, the voice is changing, so I give up. They'll just sing what they're going to sing. The most important thing then is if you have any influence, K5, then you need to try and make sure that the young males are singing K5. One of the things that we did, my wife Mary and I, when we were teaching, is we would do musicals, all school or all grade level musicals, K5. There's a very unintimidating way to get everybody singing. Sometimes like being in choir and standing there is pretty intimidating, and more so for a male sometimes than a female. But in a musical setting where they're moving and everybody's doing the same thing, I find that it's a great way to get that voice being used. And then when we got them in the 7th and 8th grade, we were fortunate in our school. It was a 5/8, so 5th grade everybody sang in choir, a couple times a week, 40 minutes, unison singing, just to get them, again, ears, voice. 6th grade, 2-part, a lot of call and answer 2-part. By the time we got them in the 7th and 8th grade, then we were ready to do 3-part mixed material. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. So between now and next Monday, go to sing678.com. It's a little website I put together that's sort of instructional. If you start at the top and work your way down, you'll sort of get my philosophy on how to work with the SA Mud Choir, so to speak. And then click on Pop Warm-Ups and Workouts for Guys and listen to the excerpts. Great way to, in fact, when we get back together with our ensembles, you can even use the excerpt online and see how it works for your kids. There are excerpts for all of these, and it's a male model, which is really great for the female instructor. And then also, research, click on Rounds Plus. That gives the guys sort of a limited range ostinato to sing along with the traditional rounds. So take a look at those if you can before next week, because I'm already at almost 6 minutes. And what we'll do is we'll go through all three of those a little more in depth and show you how at least I dealt with the uncertain singer, as Joyce Eilers used to call them. So until next week, hang in there. I'm optimistic. Heard some very interesting reports today on different ways to approach this. And let's hope that it's sooner than later that we're back making music together. So much for this Monday. I'll see you in blue next Monday, and we'll do part 2 of The Changing Voice. So check out John Cooksey too in the meantime. That'd be good to get that sort of fundamental common knowledge for us. So anyway, till next week, be well, be careful. Bye-bye.